Hi all, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I want to speak a bit about autism and anxiety. This is a very common framework. When a person on the spectrum gets anxiety, it oftentimes seems to get to a certain level and then go over into a meltdown or self-harm behavior short term or depression long term. It can happen, but more rarely, that it gets up to a anxiety panic attack. When a person with moderate anxiety gets an abrupt disruption via, for example, affective contagion, or just stop doing that, the anxiety gets multiplied and increased in a faster pace, and you will get the worst result. When somebody gets anxiety, it can trigger psychological defense mechanisms at people around them. This can lead to involuntary gaslighting. For example, it's not that bad. Stop doing that. You need to do this instead. So basically the person is denied their perception of reality, which of course in long term can lead to post-traumatic stress syndrome. So what is better? For example, you can try to keep very calm and assure the person that I not are going to die or not are going to be crazy, or you just say I'm here and you can tell them to take deep breaths. If they have lower cognitive ability, you can try to get them to take a few breaths and say a bit less and that they are going to be okay. It's very important to remember that some things that might be very easy and natural for you can be very hard for other people. Some examples of what can be triggers for someone on the spectrum can be overload on noises, since people on the spectrum can't filter sounds and can hear them distorted and at a higher volume. Too much sound can be a trigger. Also, social interaction is not automatic and puts a higher load on the brain. Perception of context is another common trigger. An example of this can be that if there's some smaller changes to the daily routine for somebody on the spectrum, they don't recognize the day. They don't see that just some details are shifted, but the whole day seems different, and that's very stressful. Another big weakness is the executive functions. For example, planning and organizing, shifting focus, initiation of tasks, making decisions. And all these leads up to the last point, lack of rest, since the brain is overloaded most of the time. Rest between activities and not too many activities in a day, and sleep is extremely important. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.